Very good morning to all. Dear students, welcome you all to BA Part 3rd class, English Literature Paper First. Well, today we are going to discuss Robert Browning's poem, My Last Duchess. And certain part of this poem we have already gone through. As you all know that this poem is in the form of a dramatic monologue. A single speaker is there in this poem and that speaker is reflecting a crucial moment in his life. The speaker here is the Duke who has murdered his Duchess. So let me paraphrase the part which we have already gone through of this poem. Here the Duke in this poem is addressing the messenger of a count whose daughter he is going to marry. He draws his attention to the portrait of his last Duchess, who is now dead. He calls it a portrait made by Fra Pandolf, the painter, and then qualifies his statement with the remark that he did so by design because he had noticed that visitors were intrigued by the expression on the Duchess's face and almost wanted to ask what caused it. Most of them restrained that curiosity because they dared not wound his feelings. Well, let us come to the next part of this poem. Are you to turn and ask thus? Sir, it was not. Her husband's presence only called that spot of joy into the Duchess's cheek, perhaps Fra Pandolf chanced to say. Her mental lapse over my lady's wrist too much, and or paint must never hope to reproduce the faint half flush that dies along her throat. So here in these lines, the writer says, are you to turn and ask thus? Are you to turn? You here refers to the envoy, the messenger. So here he's sarcastically asking that envoy, are you to turn and ask thus? You are going to do the same thing. You will ask me why this expression came on her face. Sir, it was not her husband's presence only called that spot of joy into the Duchess. Sir, here the Duke is addressed. So he's saying that this kind of blush of happiness came to Duchess's cheeks. This blush was occasioned by some circumstances other than the mere presence of the Duke in the studio. So Duke was not present in the studio, but it was the reason behind her happiness at that time, the blush that was there on her cheeks. The reason behind it was not the presence of the Duke, but something else it was. Perhaps, Fra Pandolf chanced to say, perhaps by chance. Fra Pandolf chanced to say, it happened that Fra Pandolf said something and she was blushing onto that. Her mental lapse over my lady's wrist too much. Mental, a woman's loose cloak. Means mental is a kind of cloak that is there, that is worn by a woman. Loose, we can say gown type of thing. Lapse overlaps, covers. The painter might have made such a remark, or as in the next, he might have paid a compliment to the Duchess's beauty. That's why this kind of expression was there on her face. Her mental lapse over my lady's wrist too much, or paint must never hope to reproduce the faint. Paint must never hope to reproduce the faint half flush that dies along her throat. It is impossible to capture in painting the faint trace of a blush or the light red tinge that seemed to flush her throat. The painter meant that the flush was so beautiful and yet so evanescent that it was impossible to capture it on the canvas. So here the beauty of the lady is being reflected. The Duchess was definitely very much beautiful, and when the painting was being made of her, The expression on her face that was there was that of the blush, and it was not the usual blush which came with the presence of the duke. It was maybe due to some remark that was made by Fra Pandolf the painter. So let me paraphrase these lines for you. The poem shows us the insight of a typical Renaissance character, typified by an unscrupulous and proud duke. Here, the duke is very much proud that he wanted her to blush in the presence of him only, and here he sarcastically is explaining why this blush came onto her face, because he says in the beginning line that it is not her husband's presence only called that spot of joy into the duchess. So he remarks on her nature. Instead of understanding her amiable nature, he says that she was a silly, childish woman who was readily impressed and pleased. She treated all favors alike with a smile ready for everyone. The Duke, her husband, was not the only person who was, who brought sweet smiles on her face. The bright redness visible on the lady's cheeks was very unique. The Duke explains why the portrait of the Duchess has a blush on her cheeks. Many people think that the blush appeared on her cheeks because her husband, the Duke, was present over there when the portrait was being made or painted. The Duke tells the envoy that the blush on her face was not because he was present there. There was some other reason of it, perhaps some compliment by the artist occasioned that happy spot on her face. The artist might have complimented her on her dress. He might have said that her loose cloak covered her wrist too much. So maybe this was the reason behind her happiness, or behind her blush shyness that she was feeling at the time. Such stuff was courtesy, she thought, and cause enough for calling up that spot of joy. She had a heart, how shall I say, too soon made glad, too easily impressed. She liked whatever she looked on, and her looks went everywhere. Here, the very nature of the Duchess has been explained by the writer, or by the speaker himself. He says that she was such a lady that she was impressed with a little effort. Right? So here he says, such stuff was courtesy. Such remarks were merely expressions of courtesy. They carried no further meaning, and cause enough for calling up that spot of joy. This remark, which was formal, courtesy, was enough to bring a flush of joy to the Duchess's cheeks. She had such an innocent, happy nature that it was thus easily pleased. How shall I say, too soon made glad. How shall I say, how can I best describe it? Too soon made glad, too easily impressed. She was made happy by the slightest circumstances, which could be pleased by the smallest show of kindness. She liked whatever she looked on, and her looks went everywhere. She found beauty and pleasure in all the objects that she was able to perceive everywhere. This was her temperament all around. So, let me paraphrase these lines for you. The poet says that the kind of happiness that was perceivable on her face, it was not due to his presence. It was due to maybe some remark that was made by the painter. The painter might have said something. That's why it was it appeared on her face. The painter might have said that the blush was so lovely and on her face, the painter so fleeting that it was impossible to capture it on the canvas. The Duchess had a nature so easily pleased that even such a casual remark, one of formal courtesy, merely could make her blush with happiness. The Duke says that remarks such as made by the painter were merely expressions of courtesy. The Duke accepts that his last Duchess has such an innocent, happy nature that it was easily pleased. So, here the innocence and the special grace and beauty of the Duchess has been reflected. She was very much innocent, pleasant, and kind. But the Duke was ill-natured. That's why he got her murdered due to this case. I think for today it's enough. And the remaining part of this poem we will discuss in the next lecture. Till then, keep reading it. And even after that, if you have any problem, you can discuss it again, right? Okay, thank you.